How do I get a football scholarship? A series where I'm going to evaluate a player, his game film, his social media, and then at the end reveal what division he'll have the best opportunity to earn a scholarship at, and then share exactly what he needs to do to get to the next level. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Richie Contratesi. I'm the founder of Next Play, and I coach and mentor high school football players and teach them how to market themselves, sell themselves, and most importantly, confidently communicate with college coaches so they can secure the best college football scholarships possible. And I understand the struggles firsthand. At just 5'7", 150 pounds, I went on to earn a D1 football scholarship on the SEC at Ole Miss. And now I want to share the lessons and the things I learned with you so you can live your dream as well. So let's jump right into this, and we'll start right at the top with the X profile feedback. So this is actually really well done as far as what's at the top and in the bio. The most important things is that you show obviously your class, your school, your position, and then from there you got to have your NCAA ID, the simplest way to contact you, your phone, and then a special email specifically for recruiting. It's really important that you do that so it doesn't get lost in your email account. Okay, so pretty good job here. For you that's watching this, Baker, obviously you've got a good GPA, so you want to show that. SAT is good, want to show that. Those are really good things. But for others that are also watching this, like, you want to put the accolades up here that are going to give you the best chance to show your value, right? So if you have a 2.3 GPA, don't put that here, right? If you threw 35 touchdowns last year, put that there, right? So outside of the most important things, which is the contact info, your NCAA ID, your school, your location, and then down here, did a great job of putting city, state. Some people just put state. You want to make sure to put city, state. All right. The other thing, huddle link, okay? This is what most people do. We're actually moving off of this with our athletes. So instead, what we're doing is, and this is good, really good right here, is we're downloading the video from Huddle and uploading it directly to X so that when you're on the platform, I don't have to click off of this, land on this link, and then watch an ad, right? When it's that many steps, coaches will just be like, oh, I'll watch it later. And we definitely don't want that. We want to watch it right now. So what we suggest doing, and I think this is pretty much, so this is highlights from a game, which is fine. You want to put depending on the time of year, like right now, you'd put your highlight video from either last year or your early season highlight video, which would be the first 3 games of the season. You'd embed the video just like this. So when you're scrolling, you can watch it. And then you can come right here and you can, come down here, copy link. And that's the link you put right here. So obviously they could scroll down and watch it, but if they want to click and watch it too, they're going to go right to your video, and then they can also just watch it right then and there. They don't have to watch ads. The other reason that that's really powerful is that they can DM you right away. If you send them to Huddle, they can't DM you right away. So this is what we've been moving towards and what we recommend. So let's talk about the post feedback. Obviously, really, really important. We talked about the game film link in the bio. We're moving more of our players to upload. Okay, so I already just explained that. We need to see more tagging of coaches, right? So if you look at a lot of these posts, okay, so this is good. Actually, this just came in from when I've done this, so good stuff. But your game film posts, I want to see more tagging of coaches. So for example, let's see, where is it? Okay, so here's the game film post, right? And it looks like there's like a lot of recruiting type services, and okay, so here's a coach, so your high school, stuff like that, and I get that. But what we want to see is when you're posting highlight videos and game film, it's the coaches that you're communicating with. This is who we want to tag. Coaches that are following you, this is who you want to tag. And the most important thing here is that you stay relevant in their feed, right? The way that X works is when they follow you, they're going to see your posts most often. So if you're not posting and you're only resharing, they're not going to see your post. And over time, you're going to not be in their feed at all anymore. So obviously we want more frequency, and I'm going to share with you what you can do with that in a second. And then the other thing is to make sure to stay relevant, you always want to be posting. This is how, like, you want coaches to respond to you in the DMs. They need to see who you are. They need to see more of your film. They need to see more of your clips and your highlights. And you could still do this in the off season, guys. You could still post your highlights all year round. And this is what we highly suggest doing. Practice highlights. So here's some things, right? So every game, you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 highlights. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 posts. And you could be rotating coaches that you share. Can you do a highlight from the entire game? Sure. Can you do a highlight from your first 3 games, your early season highlight? Yes. But you can also post highlights, one clip every day, to keep the algorithm hot, to keep you in front of the coaches. If they keep seeing your name over and over, and then they get a DM from you, they're much more likely to respond back to you. And at the end of the day, that's what we want, right? It doesn't have to just be highlights either. It could be workouts. It could be the food that you're eating. Like, hey, I'm working on this, right? Like, it just shows who you are. And we're just not, like, if you look at your posts here, so August 28th, September 2nd, this is good. September. So there's big gaps between your posts. This is good. Again, think if we had, your first 4 games, that's like 20 posts we could have had in September instead of 4, right? And we could have been tagging these coaches. This is what we want to see. And this is what I would suggest doing to start on your X, okay? Just remember, the purpose of posting on X is not to go viral, right? If it goes viral, amazing, awesome. But that's not the purpose. The purpose is that when you're doing outreach and you're communicating, when you're doing outreach to college coaches, that they go back and they check out your X and they see who you are, they follow you, and then they keep seeing your stuff, all right? That's all it's for, right? So good stuff there. All right, let's talk about your game film. Good stuff. Great kicker, man. You need to add an info slide at the beginning of the tape. This is really big. Our recruiting director says this over and over and over again. It's so critical. Just put what you have at the top here. School. You can put your GPA, your NCAA double, and your contact information. And then on the info side, put your X handle too, so they could jump back into X. This makes it much easier for coaches to have your information readily available in the event they like your tape, right? So sat in rooms with coaches when evaluating film, hey, go contact this player, and then they can't find it, and they're searching for it, and then someone comes in, and then they forget, and then they move on. Like, each coach is responsible for recruiting 75,000 players. It's very easy to just forget and move on, right? And we don't want that to happen. So just make it easy for them. And the next thing is we want to group all the kicks together. So make sure all your field goals are together, your punts are together, your kickoffs are not like mix match throughout the film. This makes it easier for a special teams coach to evaluate because they don't have to go through and find all the kicks in one category, right? So like, think about this: recruiting director sitting with the special teams coach or with the head coach, and they're sitting in the room and they're going through the plays, and then they go and watch a clip, and then they got to go like watch fast forward to try to find the next kick, right? Or the next a kickoff, for example, or the next field goal, for example, right? So we don't want that. We want it simple for them. Very, very simple. Okay, cool. So for example, let's go to minute 122. So it's like, let's see. Okay, cool. So it's like, by the way, great onside kicker. Really good. So it's like onside kick to a punt, right? To a punt. And then it's like let's see, that's good. Punt. And now it's back to a kickoff again. So you get the point, right? We want all the kickoffs, all the field goals, all the punts, all the kickoffs together, and then your best kickoffs, your best punts, your best field goals, right? Another thing I noticed is sometimes on the field goals, you can't see the ball going through the upright. So if I go here, let's see, I time stamped here 42. And sometimes you could see the players going like this, but you don't really know, right? Is it really go in? Did it not go in? And coaches can't really evaluate that. They can't do anything with that. they're just going to fast forward it, right? So they don't know if it went through or if it didn't go through. So you could just go ahead and take those plays out. They're just not going to do anything for you, and they're going to, cause the coaches to either click and go to the next guy, or it kind of will annoy them. They'll try to fast forward. So this may sound minor, but a lot of coaches like to see it actually going through for obvious reasons, right? So we talked about that. I would just remind whoever is filming to make sure they track the ball through the uprights. So go talk to your film guy and just let him know, like, hey, please, can you go make sure it goes through the uprights? So this little piece right here alone could be huge for you. Another thing you can do too is, if your school allows it, you can have your parents set up a tripod at the top of the stands and film it as well. Like, usually a good iPhone, like, this quality is not great. The newer iPhones can get just as good quality as this. So good stuff. All right, so let's go to what everyone's been waiting for. Is this a D1, D2, D3, NAI, or JUCO scholarship player? And D1, by the way, is Power 4, G5, and then FCS. So right now, from the junior season highlights, right now, Baker is a really solid Division II player with the ability to also get a Division I FCS scholarship as of where he's at right now. Okay. So, that's where we're at now, but we're a big fan of, okay, here's where you're projected right now based on your film, based on, again, different positions, could be height, could be your weight, could be different things, right? This is where you're projected now, but what do we need to do to get to the next level, right? This is what we focus on to say, okay, how do we make this so it's Division I FCS with G5 potential, or G5 with Power 4 potential? All of these things you can do in your game film. That's why this is so important to get an evaluation, is because if you get an evaluation, you not only know where you stand right now, but what you need to do to show on your film to get the next level of coaches to want you. All right. So shameless plug here. If you want an evaluation from a Division I recruiting director, there's a link below this video. All right. So, what do you need to do to get, what's the next play to get to the next level? All right. The next division up. Okay. So here we go. The big thing is going to be on, because we could stopwatch it on your game film, but just work as hard as you can on your operation time as a specialist. All right. Time to the ball on the field goal is critical at the collegiate level, right? So time from snap, time from the holder, and as a kicker, getting to that ball is critical. It's so important. Now, I know this has to do a lot with the snapper and holder, as well as with, there's other factors outside of you, but what you can do is work extra with them. Hey guys, got to get practice early. Hey guys, I'm buying dinner for everybody, this week. Can you guys get early, leave late? Can we do, 5, 10, 15 extras? What I would suggest doing is having a coach with a stopwatch timing every single one, right? You get what you focus on. So the more you time it, the more you'll see where you're at and you'll want to beat it, right? So I suggest doing that. I know this has a lot to do with, okay, so anyways, same on the punts, getting the ball off quickly makes a huge difference, right? So college coaches, they're going to look at this right away. They're literally going to have a stopwatch, and they're going to watch the ball snap to punter to kick, right? What is that time? And they're going to be tracking that and watching that on your video. So again, same thing, working with your snapper, working with from when you catch the ball to when you punt the ball is really, really important. And we want to be tracking that. So time it. For kickoffs, it's all about your leg strength, right? Most college special teams coaches I've been around chart how deep the ball goes out of the end zone on a high school tape. So when they're charting your kicks on kickoff, it's like, how deep does it go? So every time we're just trying to boom that thing, right? That's going to show really good for kickoffs. Got to get it outside the end zone, and the further, the better. So overall, Baker, really good stuff. Done a really good job with your profile. Slight things we can adjust. Definitely need to ramp up the posting and what specifically you're posting. And then on your game film, there's some things that we could do to make this